Hey everyone, and welcome back to Lazy Cat Reactions. If this is your first time trolling on through here, welcome. I hope you will enjoy my reaction to episode 11 of Heartland. And if this is your first time, please check out my other Heartland reacts. I'm glad to have you here. And if you're one of my regular subscribers, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you will enjoy this. This is episode 11 of season 3 of Heartland, Catch and Release. While the boys are on a fishing trip, the girls are left at Heartland to deal with the havoc caused by a dog, a porcupine, and a herd of escaped cows. So that's going to be interesting. And catch and release, of course, is a fishing term. So, but it could also refer to whatever is going to be happening with the girls. You know, it says the girls are left at Heartland. So I'm guessing it's going to be Lou, Amy, and Mallory. And, you know, it makes you wonder what kind of havoc is going to be caused by this and how they're going to deal with it. As we saw in the last episode, it was pretty much proven that Jack does love Ty. That Ty is kind of like a son to him. And of course, Ty and Scott did survive their plane crash, which I knew they would. Although it was a little touch and go there for Scott for a little bit. And Lou was talking with Peter about possibly, you know, starting a family and everything. And Peter really stepped up to the plate in searching for Ty and Scott as well. And I like how at the end Tim kind of acknowledged, you know, he said something like, you know, thanks General or something, and shook his hand, you know, showing that there were no hard feelings, which was good. I don't think Tim likes taking orders. I think he likes to be the one in charge. But guess what, Tim? You ain't always gonna be in charge. Alright? Peter had a bit of an idea of what they were going to do. You really didn't. So sit down and shut up. Anyways, let's get started.
I watched this all night.
Starting at night. I bet he's probably gonna have nightmares and stuff from his ordeal. Yeah. That wolf protected you. That wolf protected. Well, you can kind of understand he has PTSD from what happened. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time to get over. So no one should really be upset about it. Should he have done that? No, but it was an involuntary reaction because he was asleep. So it was an immediate thing that anyone would do. I mean, it could be like if someone was trying to wake you from a nightmare and you accidentally like smack them as you're waking up. It's not that you are violent or have violent tendencies or anything. It's just the situation. It's just nature. So, you know, obviously Amy's not going to be happy with him doing that, but it's like, you got to understand given what's going on. I mean, yeah, you should figure that there would be some PTSD. And why wouldn't you want to talk to Scott? Like all of a sudden, you know, he and Scott were out there surviving and now he's trying to avoid him. You would think you'd want to talk to Scott to see how Scott's doing and everything.
Grandpa says you haven't been sleeping at night. He's worried about you, Ty, and so am I.
Worried about what? You guys are making a big deal out of nothing. I haven't been sleeping because I'm worried about school. Okay?
I don't know.
So,
magazine. They've got a worldwide readership in the millions, and they've done features on all the big name Sissinghurst.
Sissinghurst.
Mock all you want, Dad. The editors stayed at the Dude Ranch last weekend.
Photo of Jack. He's our very own ancient relic of the West. That's a good one, Tim. But in a few hours, I'm going to be dropping this little caddis into my favorite stretch of river, so nothing you can say is going to ruin my day.
Hey, Dad, why don't you go with Grandpa?
I don't.
No, it's almost the end of the season.
Way to go, Lou. And Peter's gonna come too.
fun. The whole weekend off, you. Where are you headed?
Sweep porches, distribute pumpkins.
It's all you, cowboy.
How am I supposed to get all this done on my own?
Ooh, pumpkins. Good, they're putting them out for
You're doing what?
Fishing season's almost over.
Yeah, but this was supposed to be our weekend together.
Hey.
Because they're wearing jackets and stuff.
Cute, Max. How am I gonna get anything done with you underfoot?
If you want, I can look after him. I don't have any plans tonight.
But Max is gonna be just fine tonight. Great. So where do you girls feel like eating? Maggie's, or Maggie's?
Maggie's?
Could always leave the area and go out to eat. Max will be fine on his own. But yeah, he knows that there's something going on, some PTSD. And obviously, you know, Ty is going to kind of imagine it a little more. I mean, yeah, that wolf was growling at him, but the wolf never attacked, which, as I said, is a good thing. So obviously, in his mind, he will dream other things, probably subconsciously. Maybe his brain thinks about, you know, what could have happened and everything. But it'll be okay.
Alright, I'm here. What did you want to tell me? I really did have a family thing last night, but it got cancelled. And then Rachel called and said she wanted to hang out.
I like that the guys went. I kind of wish Caleb would have gone with them, but taking a cue from you, Jack.
Poor Jack. Takes a while.
The two guys dating the daughters.
We're gonna head back to camp and get some lunch. We're done? Yeah.
It's okay, Ty. He wasn't really there.
You're in a beautiful country, huh?
Amy, get over here. I swear I only looked away for 1 minute.
Oh, Max.
Yeah, animal running the porcupine.
Peter is gonna kill me. He loves this dog more than anything.
Okay, Mallory, call Scott. Find out what we should do.
I mean, my money is on Jack. Tim is a hothead, you know? And he's saying, like, well, why do you ask your permission and not mine? I'm like, because he probably knows you don't like him. You know, he's at least had a chance to kind of bond with Jack. Maybe if you gave Peter a chance instead of just acting the way you're acting. I remember this one time I worked at a bank and there was a girl who didn't like me. She was kind of a bully, actually. Corey was her name. And there was one time when I was going to pick up lunch for people and I didn't ask her and she got kind of pissed about that. And I don't remember what the lunch was. It was lunch or cookies or something. And one of the girls said, well, you know, given how you've treated her, did you really expect anything differently? Did you really expect that she was going to? Like, I wouldn't either, you know? And yeah, it was exactly that. It was like, you know, if you had actually been a decent, nice person, you would have been included. But why am I going to ask you anything or do any favors for you when you have chosen to not like me? I mean, you know, you don't have to, especially now that I'm older. I really don't give much of a shit. But at the same time, you know, it's also like, don't then get all pissy and upset if I don't do you a favor. You know, like if you wanted to get some lunch or something and wanted to participate, you could have spoken up and said something like, hey, I'll go with, or hey, grab me something too. At that point, I would have done it. But I wasn't about to ask because, yeah, I knew how you treated me. So it could be same thing. Peter isn't going to ask Tim because he knows how Tim feels about him. You know, he gets along with Jack. So he's going to ask Jack. And let's face it, you know, Tim talks about coming in second and it's like, well, guess what? You did leave and walk out. And yeah, you are trying to be a part of your daughter's lives and that's great. But it's going to take more than just a couple of things to work your way back in. And Jack is always pretty much going to be the patriarch. So, take what you can get. Poor sweet baby. Now no one's talking.
I'm going fishing. As far away from him as I can get.
Yeah, he's back on his side.
That's great. I might finally catch something. Oh, man. Everybody.
Now that'd be Peter and Ty.
There. I think that's the last of it.
You gotta talk about it to get through it. That's why you have therapists.
Great.
Murr.
Caleb, please tell me you checked the fence yesterday. Call me when you get this message.
Apparently not. Caleb was about to get his ass kicked. He obviously did forget the fence because he said he got most of it done, but obviously not. But, Jack is right. Ty needs to talk about it because, Ty says he can't go back there. And it's like, well, you're right. Jack's right. You have to sometimes talk about and relive in order to get through it. And it's the same thing, it's like when you go to therapy, even if you have something really traumatic happen, talking about it helps you process it, heal, and move on. So obviously we're going to have some of that but Mallory does make a valid point when she said, Ty has a right to be moody and distant. And it's like, yeah, he's kind of shut off a bit because of it. Hi, Tweety. You can't imagine what Ty was been doing. And I like how Jack was acknowledging that, saying, you have a right to feel how you feel, is basically what he was saying. I think my Torty is about to wreak havoc on one of my cats. Anyways, let's keep going. Hey, Torty.
Cows. The dude ranch is full of cows. Have you seen Caleb? I need him to let's settle up. Come on.
So
I said
he also said that if she said yes, if Marion felt that I was the one,
That's what Jack said.
well, she could probably do a lot worse.
Pretty much.
I'll have you know that we take our fishing very seriously.
Oh yeah, Grandpa, so where's all the trout?
Catch and release, Lou. Be poaching otherwise.
That's right. So how'd that photo shoot go?
Yeah, why don't you just finish that beer and we'll go see him now.
You've been in the room all day. We have to use the back. We've been working through it together. The thing with Ty, he says, he's asking him there about the dream, and Scott says every single night. It's like, yeah, see, if you had reached out to him sooner, you guys could have worked through this sooner. You're both experiencing the same thing. I'm glad he finally is talking to him, but, he could have done it a lot sooner. One thing is it is a shared experience for the two of them, and so my guess is that they probably will bond over it even more than they already have. But, they could have worked through it sooner, because Scott's pretty much in the same boat. I'm sure that he hears things and jumps too. I like how they kind of were both lying there at the end. And I like how the photographer liked the cow. Lou's trying to make this place look perfect, which you can understand. But at the same time, the photographer is like, yeah, bring in more cows. You have the stray cow. And he probably would have gotten a picture of Max wearing the cone, because he could have commented about, the country life and Max dealing with a porcupine. So he probably would have found that funny, the guy knew what to look for. And so the cow the random cow was just like perfect and everything. And, you know, Lou tries to control so much. And it seems like when she does that, things always change. You know, like she was being kind of controlling there about getting the cows and everything gone, and yet they're still astray, and the photographer loves it. It may not have been her idea, but hey, it worked for the photographer. So she needs to relax a little more.
Guy.
You want to tell me what really happened out there?
Hey, you know what we should do?
What should we do?
Let's go on a trip.
You love him too, Lou.
I'll miss you.
Yes, Mom, I got the extra pickles. I'll see you in the car.
Extra pickles, huh? Did she finally get pregnant?
Mallory. Hey.
I decided to wait until next year to go to university.
You're not doing this for me.
No, I'm not. I'm doing it for me. You were right. I'm not fine.
Yeah.
But I'm working on it. And right now, this is where I need to be, so.
Just sprinkle it on the ground. Tobacco as an offering to the wolf. Scott said he never really paid much attention. Beautiful. See, he's being friendly. He's being friendly there at the end. He was showing up and just being like, hey. I'm glad that Ty did that. He does need that time. And yeah, he could throw himself in his studies to kind of forget about everything, but again, he does need to go through the trauma. And I should look up the thing about tobacco. Obviously, tobacco is a offering, I guess, to the wolf or something. Scott's like, yeah, I never really paid much attention. So it was nice that the guys were together. I think they did kind of bond a bit. I know Lou is frustrated about Peter always being gone, and I think she feels it's not going to change even if and when Peter does propose, and it might not change. But yeah, that is something that she's going to have to deal with. But you know, lots of wives do that. There are plenty of wives who, you know, like over-the-road truck drivers, especially some who might be long haul, you know, and are gone for periods of time. The wives get used to it. I've also commented about like the actors from Supernatural, how they filmed in Vancouver and they both lived in Texas. And so their wives would, for months out of the year, their wives would kind of be like single mothers because they'd be the ones obviously taking care of the kids while the guys were off in Vancouver filming. So, you know, it could happen that Peter would travel a lot, and maybe after he and Lou got married, maybe he wouldn't as much. Maybe he'd hire an assistant. The assistant could go on some of these trips, that he'd still go on some of them and do what he had to do when he had to. But, you know, after getting married, things might change a bit, because now it's like, it's not just him and Max, there's also this woman, Lou, that he needs to be aware of. Sometimes things like that change. So we'll see. I hope that she does end up marrying Peter. You know, I really liked her with Scott. I really wanted her to stay with Scott, but I like her with Peter, and so I hope that she doesn't turn him down. And I like that she talked about how they were almost engaged. Although she said almost engaged, and I'm thinking, were you though? Because you said we should get married. Was that the almost engaged? Because then he turned you down. Because I don't know if I would necessarily say that, but And then of course Scott is regretting doing that. And I'm thinking, yeah, you probably should regret that because you were an idiot. So it's nice to see Ty is going to be healing and moving on. Obviously it's going to take some time, but, and then Caleb is doing a good job, looks like, wooing Ashley, but still plenty to go, you know? Anyways, thank you for joining me for episode 11 of season 3 of Heartland. I hope you enjoyed the react. I know I did. I love this show so much. Please hit the like button if you did enjoy this. Tell your friends about my Heartland reacts. Tell your enemies. You know, I've got plenty to offer, I like to think, to a lot of people. I've got family-friendly shows on here like Good Witch. I've got kind of horror shows with Chucky, kind of supernatural with Nancy Drew, family-friendly like Heartland and Walker. I've got some movies and stuff here on my channel. I've got a lot more coming down. You can follow me, of course, on Rumble if you were watching this on YouTube. And if you are watching this on Rumble, head over to YouTube to check these videos out, but change your VPN. I am also on Odyssey, so you can check my videos out there. Still trying to figure out how Odyssey works, though. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you can. Special shout out to my editor, Captain Film Factory. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. You can catch her link in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.